Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is going to be a DVD review of From the Ashes. This is the ROH Phoenix show that took place back during Wrestlemania weekend. And yeah, I mean, on paper, I think a lot of people were disappointed that they didn't spend a lot of money to bring in any foreign talent. But still, the shows were still pretty stacked. And this first show was very, very good. It delivered in a big way. I recommend everyone to go check it out. This was probably just as good as any show ROH has released all year on DVD so far. So I think that says a lot right there. Before we get into the review, let me just say you could see Instant Classic 8, the next big thing, Sea-Doo, Chase. They're all very visible on DVD. Cannot really point out True Slayer, but let's get right into the show. First off, we had the Man Mayhem match. We had Colt, Cabana, Johnny Goodtime, Rasche Brown, Joey Ryan, Human Tornado, and Davari in the Man Mayhem match. So we get a lot of PWG guys brought in for this show because they weren't on the West Coast. So. But yeah, the one guy that probably needed the match more than anyone was probably Johnny Goodtime. He was very impressive here. All these guys look great. This is a nice spot fest. A lot of great, exciting moves. Just a very, very solid opener to get the crowd into it. That's pretty much what it was. I would say this is probably one of the better openers I've seen all year from any promotion. So yeah, this is really, really good. Next up, we have the Kings of Wrestling taking on Scott Lost and Scorpio Sky. We've seen Scott Lost and Scorpio Sky before in ROH shows. They don't really bring those guys over that often. But Scott Lost is one of the guys in PWG. He's one of their better guys that we don't really see on the East Coast that often. But yeah, I mean, this was good. Most people that were probably unfamiliar with these guys would probably expect this to be a squash. But this got time. Both of these guys got a lot of nice offense in. It was just really, really exciting stuff. The crowd was super hot for this. For some reason, ever since the Kings of Wrestling reunited, like the crowds are like always into everything they do. It just looks great to see those guys live. They're just really exciting to watch. But this was great. Kings of Wrestling pretty much dictated the tempo of the whole match. It was never really in jeopardy. You never really once thought Scott Lost and Scorpio Sky had a chance to win. But very, very fun stuff. Claudio busted out the move where he spins both guys around at the same time, and just can't say enough about this. This is like a solid 3.5 stars, so definitely check it out. Next up, we had Kozlov taking on Romero, and this is a rematch from Final Battle 2009. This was much better than that match. The Final Battle match was very disappointing. I thought it was one of the worst endings I'd ever seen. It was just awful. But this was good. Both these guys are very, very talented. Obviously, they bring them in for a reason. And they just did the thing out there. It was short, it was sweet. But the one thing that kind of caught me off guard was the crowd started chanting "fuck WrestleMania" during this match. I mean, this match is good, but it wasn't that good where I felt like that chant was appropriate. I mean, maybe they could have done that during another match. So, but yeah, this had a much better finish. This was a much better match in my opinion. Next up, we had Necro Butcher taking on Bison Smith. This is the worst match on the show. Nothing really to talk about here. Pretty much get what you'd expect. Your typical Necro Butcher brawl. These have been going on forever. Man, hopefully they'll come to an end soon. So that's pretty much what it was. Next up, we had Kenny Omega taking on Kevin Steen. This was awesome. This was probably the most surprising match of the night. I thought it'd be good, but I didn't think it'd be this good. Just great stuff. Kevin Steen was kind of playing a wackier heel this time. Because I guess he's facing Kenny Omega, who really doesn't take himself too seriously anymore. So, just great action. Omega looked great, though. Steen looks very, very healthy out there. It looks like he's getting back in shape. And just very, very exciting. A lot of drama, a lot of great submission wrestling, a lot of great action. Probably like 3 3/4 stars. So definitely check this match out. That's Omega versus Kevin Steen. And next up, we have Steve Corino taking on El Generico. This is okay. This is probably the second worst match of the night, in my opinion. Corino is very hateable right now. It's very tough to watch him in the ring. He's still really out of shape. He did his job though. He's just trying to play a great heel. El Generico looked good though. He hit the coast to coast flip spot, which was cool to see. But Corino and Generico, this was kind of disappointing though. This was just about setting up the Big Bang match. Kevin Steen got involved. And Cabana came out, and they tried to set up. Like I said, it was just about promoting the Big Bang match. I really wasn't that happy with the ending, so that's pretty much what it was. Next up, we had the Gauntlet Match. We had Tyler Black taking on Aries, and then he was going to take on Roderick Strong following that match. Aries actually came out with Sonny, Tammy Lynn Sitch, which was kind of surprising to me because, my local gym, someone actually told me that they saw Sonny on WrestleMania Day, so Did not really expect her to fly back that quickly. I mean, so I was kind of surprised to see her on this show. So, but you know, Aries and Black, you know, this is a nice exhibition bout. You know, nothing really special, but just solid wrestling. You know, fast-paced wrestling, a lot of great moves. So a lot of great stuff here. You know, I guess, you know, a lot of people were kind of disappointed that they booked these matches here because, you know, I mean, this is just about setting up the Big Bang pay-per-view. So, I mean, these matches really nothing was at stake. No titles on the line, but nonetheless, you know, you still get some great wrestling here. Tyler Black actually got a schoolboy and Austin Aries to roll him up and pin him. So Aries started attacking Black after that, and then Roderick kind of made the save. Then this led to a big Roderick Strong Tyler Black match right after it, and you know, it was pretty much on the same level. I give both these matches like 3.5 stars. Black and Roderick have a lot of chemistry, and this is just a nice solid match from them. You know, give Tyler Black credit to wrestle 2 matches in a row that were at that pace. You know, give him a lot of credit there. So this was good. I think this was a lot better than expected. The crowd seemed to like it. So next up, we had a grudge match. We had Jerry Lynn versus Kenny King. This is a no disqualification match. This is like an ECW hardcore type of match. You know, the stipulation was kind of appropriate because you know, Kenny King did some pretty nasty things to Jerry Lynn in the storyline. So, but you know, at the same time, you know, this felt kind of forced to me. I think Kenny King and Jerry Lynn probably could have had a better match if it was just a straight up singles match. But you know, they brought the chairs out, they brought ladders out, you know, everything you could think of. Some pretty nice spots. Crowd was pretty much into it. But you know, there were some botches though. They botched the table spot with Kenny King, with Jerry Lynn trying to powerbomb Kenny King. But no, they made up for it. This was still solid, not amazing, but still pretty good. Next up, we had the main event. We had the Briscoes taking on the American Wolves for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. This was great. This was by far the best Briscoes American Wolves match. I still wasn't like blown away by it though. I mean, it was great. I still probably give it 4 1/4 stars. This was definitely better than their final battle match. Their final battle match was good. You know, their other matches were good, but you know, I'm glad ROH, you know, gave them a chance to redeem themselves and have an excellent match. You know, they gave them the main event. They got time out there. You know, their other matches just kind of had weird endings, you know, very disappointing endings. I just thought they could have done more, but here, you know, they left it all on the line. This tag match had everything. The crowd loved it. You know, they gave it a lot of respect. They chanted, "This is wrestling." They chanted, "That was awesome." I mean, everything you could think of. This match had a great near falls, great intensity, great high spots, you know, great tag team wrestling. The Briscoes looked okay. You know, the Briscoes right now are they're very stale right now, so they're hard to cheer for. I'd say the American Wolves are by far the favorite in this match. Definitely the fan favorite. So, but like I said, this is an excellent match. I wouldn't quite say it was better than some of the Kings of Wrestling matches, or some of the matches that the Kings of Wrestling have had this year. I'd probably say the Big Bang match is better than this, and the Motor City Machine Gun match at Supercard of Honor 5 was still better than this. But this was excellent. This is an excellent main event. This is a stacked card. You get several matches that reach the 3.5 star level, multiple matches, maybe at least 5. So yeah, definitely check this show out, From the Ashes, and the main event is awesome. I'll say that. You know, Briscoes and American Wolves finally had that epic match that we were expecting. So here it is.